Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to check out XLM's price chart. And if you remember in the previous video, specifically, I believe we were right in here. And the idea was that maybe this is going to be a bit of a head and shoulder, but it's not at the moment confirmed yet. We said you need to wait a little bit more and see, are we going to get a break of the neckline or not? And that actually didn't happen, which was an optimistic sign. We also said, if we do even get a break of that line, okay, at that point, odds are this is going to be overall just a correction and structure. And since before this correction, we are having a 5-wave up starting from the lowest low, makes sense to argue from these areas, we are going to have yet another move on the upside. And that scenario, I'm going to say pretty much played out. Now, in terms of Elliott Waves, the idea was that starting from this point, we could potentially have an A, B, C in form of an expanded flat. And now I'm gonna say something controversial. I still believe this is an ABC flat. This time I think it might be a running flat. You see, let's go around here. Here is a running flat. This is our initial move down into a correction for wave B, which in it we're going to take this high and then another move down into wave C, and in it we are not going to take the low of our A leg. What if we take it? Okay, at that point this is called, you know what, an expanded flat, and nonetheless the sub waves for both of the counts are pretty much the same. ABC down into A, ABC, or maybe WXY into wave B, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the downside into wave C. Sorry about that one, something like this. Now, what is going on in here? I still believe from here to about this point, this is ABC down, now into this A leg, followed by that, this is probably an A, B, C on the upside into wave B. And what is happening? I believe there's a very high chance this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into our C leg to about this point. And what is our primary case starting from this point? Here's the good news. I think we might be at the moment, at least in XLM, on the bullish track. Why? Because I am absolutely able to find a 1 correction for wave 2 and maybe, yes, sure, maybe like 5 up into wave 3 to about this point, or maybe here, not really that important, followed by that correction for 4, and this might be another move on the upside into wave 5. Now, why did I say earlier that we might be on the bullish track? Because if you want to say that we're going to have our final low around this area, maybe this is like a very important support, then okay, you need to be able to find off of the lowest low in this region a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the upside. This specific example is an impulse. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. And in terms of the sub waves, you know the deal. 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. There we go. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different possibilities. Not really important. Let's say, sure, ABC into wave 2 and a WXY into wave 4. And in XLM, if we are truly bullish and the low is already in, I think we might be right around here at the end of our wave 3. Let's just go around this area and count some waves. So on a higher degree, there is a good chance that we are having 5 up into 1, running flat now into wave 2 to about this point, followed by that, like we said earlier, a beautiful looking 5 wave on the upside. And I'm really hoping that this is going to be into wave 3, correction for 4, another move up into wave 5. At the moment, can we say this scenario is going to happen with like 100% certainty? Well, two very important points. Number one, there is no certainty in any market at any given moment. We are only and only talking about the possibilities. And number two, I don't think right now we should be optimistic in XLM. No, I think we need to wait a little bit more and see what the next move is going to look like. Why is that? You see, one way or the other, I am a believer that we are going to see soon a move on the downside. But the move down itself, honestly, it's kind of predictable. It's not really important. What really matters is the shape of the move. What you do not want to see in XLM in the short term is a very strong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without a lot of overlapping of the waves, especially I would say in order to take these lows down here about, let's say, 26.5 cents. Why is that? Because at that point, I think we should all consider this whole structure on the upside being just a beautiful ABC zigzag and not a 5 wave, indicating our move down overall, unfortunately, is not over. On the other hand, if we get a slow and choppy move down, something like this, followed by yet another move on the upside, that is going to be a great sign suggesting the final low is in, because at that point we're going to be able to find a 1 2 3 4 5 wave up, which is, again, you know what, a very optimistic sign. So for now, in XLM, in the short term, I think it's going to be decision time, and we need to pay full attention to the shape of the next move, because that is going to have a lot of answers on it. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in a stellar lumens chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.